I want to talk about the Lee County Jail again, and tonight I'm going to talk about Officer Barreto. Officer Barreto serves in Dorm 9. I'm going to focus on her. I might mention a couple others in conjunction in story. Officer Barreto does not like the inmates to talk or have any happiness whatsoever. She wants them to feel like garbage 24/7. And if it is within her realm to make them feel like garbage, she's going to try. Out of her mouth to an entire dorm of women while forced to listen to it, and I've already said it in another video, but calling them names, telling them she can kill them, telling them they're worse than Pharaoh, all of us, as a group. And one of the things she'd love to do while she was saying these things, when she told us she could kill us on the streets and she'd get away with it, she said, "I dare you to file a grievance. I dare you to." She used to love to dare us to file a grievance. She'd say something atrocious and then say, "I dare you to. Go ahead." When I got moved to dorm 10, much better dorm, because mainly I wasn't with those same COs anymore. Barreto would come in when our COs were at lunch, and that's when the chaos would start. Every time Barreto came in the door, chaos started. This one day, I had just gotten into dorm 10. I might have been in there a day, maybe one day. 2 days previous, Barreto had apparently grabbed a girl by the back of the hair, scratched her on the neck, and several girls wrote grievances. One of them's name was Stephanie. My second day, I think it was my second day in dorm 10. Everything's fine. Nobody's doing anything wrong. There's no fighting going on. I only witnessed one fight the entire time I was there. Every time we got sent to lockdown, it was because they didn't like noise. That's why we got sent to lockdown. Every time. Noise. So anyhow, Barreto comes in. We are just talking. There's nothing going on. And she comes in screaming at us, "Lockdown, lockdown, you people are insane. You're acting crazy. This is chaos." There was nothing going on. I mean, nothing. And Stephanie looks at it and says, no one even complained about the noise. She just tried to clarify what was going on. And Barreto sent her to the hole for 30 days. 30 days. Just so happens that 2 days before, Stephanie had filed a grievance against Barreto. Stephanie did 30 days in the hole for saying to Barreto when she came in screaming at us, "We weren't doing anything. What's going on? This isn't..." That's all she did. She did 30 days in the hole for that. What she really did 30 days in the hole for was filing that grievance 2 days before about Barreto physically touching someone. That's what she did 30 days for. The next morning, CO Roberts comes in and she says, "I gotta know." She sounds like Wanda Sykes. That was kind of amusing, I will say. Anyhow, I mean to have Wanda Sykes for a CO. Anyhow, "I gotta know what you all did yesterday to have Barreto send one of you to the hole and put you all on lockdown." And all the girls come running up to her to tell her their version of the story. Not me. I'm getting my lunch or sitting down. Breakfast, lunch. It was probably breakfast. Breakfast. I'm getting my breakfast and I'm sitting down and I'm eating my breakfast and I'm going back upstairs. That's what I'm doing. So while I'm sitting there eating my breakfast and minding my own business, they're all telling her what's going on. I'm ignoring it. She notices that I'm ignoring it, and she walks over to me and she says, "I want to know what you think." Shit. Then I have to look at her and say, "Officer Barreto was completely out of line. She gave us no warning. We don't even know what we did wrong. And sending Stephanie to the hole was dead wrong, and she shouldn't be there." Roberts looks at me and says, "Well, how do you know I'm a good officer?" I think that's what she sounds like, anyhow. I said, "Well, at the moment, you're looking at me and you're speaking to me like I'm a human being, and you're seeking to find the truth. So, I'm assuming." And then she said to the entire group, "That's why I like to ask the innocent ones." Here's my problem. Roberts knew, but Stephanie still did 30 days in the hole because Barreto is a vindictive person. She's abusive. She is mentally and verbally abusive. One day, she stood there and mocked us all for a long time before she allowed us to take our showers. And while she was mocking us, she was saying, "You're so gross. You're all so weird. You stand there and talk to each other while you're in the shower. You're naked. Everything's hanging out. Why would you do that? You're so gross. You're so weird. It's like you're all lesbians." I think she is a lesbian, first of all. But it was like we're all sexual deviants. She wanted us to feel like we were sexual deviants. First of all, they set the conditions in which we are all showering in front of everybody. They set that condition. We don't. And because you learn to live within a condition and don't act like your head's hung down in shame, Barreto wants you to feel shame for the condition they have put you in. So she sits there and she says, "You should get in that shower, wash your filthy holes, and get out of that shower." That's what she said to us. Then she proceeded to let us go one bay at a time. And she went and stood by the showers where she mocked us for, talking to someone who was taking a shower. She stood there and took it while all the girls took her showers. They set conditions in which you have to live. They mock you for those conditions. And, here's one, Whitmer. Officer Whitmer. This one day she served us our meals with no silverware. And when we said, "Where's the silverware?" she said, "I bet you any money if I went upstairs, I'd find silverware in your drawers." Now, if we were to go up there and grab any silverware that we might have taken at any point, we would get in trouble. So they fed us a meal with no silverware to bait us into getting silverware we might have in our drawers. I had macaroni and cheese that day, and I ate it with my fingers. Thank you, Officer Whitmer. What a miserable human being she is. She comes to work every single day, absolutely growling at the inmates. I didn't get my password for my account for the first 7 days I'm in there. Now, your account lets you email people. It lets you communicate with the outside world. It lets you use the money that your family has put in your account to purchase things from the commissary that you need to survive, like panties and things like that. I did not have access to my account. I went to Whitmer every single day. And she would look at me and go, "I sent an email." And I was just screwed. They will not work. They will not do anything for the inmates. They're cruel. You do not dare ask for what you need. You do not dare. If you do, they will make sure that you go longer without it. I didn't get my password until the 7th or the 8th day, and it was Officer Rivera who did it for me. It took her less than 10 minutes to do it. Let's see. Officer Barreto, back on her. Screw it.